I can't arrest people for doing their job. Welcome to Hellfest.
If you guys are familiar with this channel by now, you guys probably know that I am a huge sucker for traveling horror night events, especially haunted houses. They're a lot of fun, especially when you go with friends, and those experiences have been some of the best moments of my life, simply because of that. So I think it was safe to say when Hellfest first got announced, I got really excited because not only was it a straightforward slasher, which we haven't seen in a while, but it was also set in a traveling horror nights event, and I can definitely say this movie captures that same feeling. First off, let me say this is probably one of my favorite films to watch during October, so this review may come across a little biased, but at this point, who cares? One of the things that I think really works about this movie is the tone and atmosphere. It could have been so easy to make this film look cheap and not capture that feeling being in a traveling horror night event, but this film nails that to the props and the haunted mazes they go through. The production design is stellar and is really something to be admired. Plus, it's really refreshing to see an actual slasher again instead of the ones we've been getting lately, with films like Happy Death Day, Freaky, or even the Scream movies. And while none of those films are bad in any regard, it's just cool to see a straightforward slasher again instead of a self-parody or comedy slasher where they constantly make fun of the fact that they are, in fact, in a slasher movie. Because let's face it, I think we're all getting a little tired of characters acknowledging the fact that they are, in fact, in a slasher movie. Just because you're aware of that doesn't mean you're anything special, guys. Now, that's not to say that the characters in this film are anything spectacular either, but something I will say I liked about these characters is how real and organic they felt, especially when they are going through the mazes and talking to one another. Like, for example, the chemistry Natalie and Gavin had was unexpected and charismatic. I really wanted to see them get together in the end. Another character I really liked was Brooke. Actress Rain Edwards really brought a lot of charm to the role, and I thought the relationship her character had with Natalie was really charming and even kind of cute. Plus, I kind of like the fact that they've been distant for a while recently, so this experience, that being the traveling horror night event, really brought them closer together. Now, obviously, this film isn't all about the characters, and at the end of the day, it's still a slasher, so you might just be interested in some of the cool kills that the film has to offer, but it's refreshing to see actual characters you gave a shit about, because when shit does hit the fan, I actually got kind of bummed when one of the characters in the group died. Now, again, this is still a slasher, so the film isn't groundbreaking by any means. Just because it has likable characters doesn't mean the writing is the sharpest or even clever in its execution. Like, something I will say in terms of execution, if you're expecting some awesome kills, you might be disappointed. They have great setups, but the kills aren't anything noteworthy. There's like one or two kills that are kind of interesting, but for the most part, they're pretty lacking in the gore department. And while the characters are charming and likable in my opinion, sometimes the characters make some pretty dumb decisions. Like when Brooke and Natalie are running from the killer, the two of them mistake a haunt entrance for the exit, which just boggles my mind.
Says the department closed. Please find
Here,
the nearest exit.
I think this is an exit.
You are at the entrance to hell.
It's a maze.
Plus, there's some liberties this film takes, like how the characters have VIP access to all the haunts, which they said were sold out. But when they go through the VIP access areas, there seems to be no one around, so things like that are just kind of weird. And if you watch this film nitpicking everything like that, this film may not be for you. But honestly, for me, those are all just nitpicks, because this movie, in my opinion, is a lot of fun. It feels real in the sense that it's real people going through different haunts while a killer is after them. And on that notion, the killer is both bland-looking and cool-looking at the same time. I really like how they build the Other, which is the name of the killer, as this everyday guy who just goes around killing people like it's his hobby or something. Plus, the twist at the end was really dope, and I dare not spoil it. But yeah, and all in all, this was a lot of fun. And while it's flawed and you can nitpick the shit out of it, at the end of the day, it's a modern-day slasher with likable characters and dope-ass production design, and some spooky October atmosphere. So if you're in the Halloween spirit like I am, guys, this one's for you. I totally recommend it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10.